horizontal. Is that messed up? The monster medium one? That might have to be vertical.
This is exactly what drives me nuts. I just set it all up. It was working. Now it's only pulling one camera. And I'm like, God, it's just fucking brutal, man. Come on.
Twitch.
Fucking hell. And I know that it's something I don't know, but
You can see it?
You can see it, but
But it's sideways. Let's change that. People don't want that. They want this.
all right. I think we are live on YouTube. Sorry, guys, if you guys are just fooling around here.
How's that, Kayla?
All right, I'm just going to go ahead and.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how prepared we can be. We've been sitting here for 40 fucking minutes.
Yeah, I had plenty of time, and I was pretty confident.
This is real technical stuff. It's called the duct tape.
I like that.
How's that angle, Kayla? Because I can't see it. Yeah, there's a little delay. Cool.
That's fine.
All right.
All right, we're going to go live on Facebook, I think, right now.
Maybe.
I'm putting you up because I think that's a more interesting one. And there we go. You should be.
It's with me.
Although we don't get to see your beautiful sculpture, I'll have to come over to.
Oh, I'll turn it
That's all right. All right, we should be live. Good morning.
around. Morning, Mike.
We are live in the Facebook for the first time on the Creeper Crowdfunding page. So if anybody pops in and sees us, let us know if you see it and you can hear us and everything else. Tom, how's it going, man?
It is going so good. I'm working on a really cool project today. This is my return to Full Moon Features. I haven't worked for Full Moon in maybe 5 years, and since we did Las Vegas Frankenstein. When did we do Las Vegas Frankenstein?
Gotta be
5 years?
4 or 5 years ago.
That's so crazy that I've even known you for 5 years.
I know. It's nuts.
It doesn't feel that long ago.
It doesn't. But I'm dealing with that in life, period. Like
Yeah.
my son's 7, and I'm like, he was just a baby, but he's 7.
Yeah.
And it feels like a lifetime ago, but it also feels like last week.
Yeah.
Like,
I get that.
listen to context with time as we get older.
So, 5 years since I've worked with Full Moon, and Charlie Band called me and said, dude, we're finally doing it. We're doing the Head of the Family Part 2. And I said, Bride of the Family? And he said, no, we're doing a different one, because Bride of the Head of the Family was a huge project we had talked about doing for almost 20 years. And he says, we're doing Head of the Family 2, Sirens of Seduction or something. And
It's such a perfect title.
and
I fucking love it.
the head will be joined by 2 lady heads that float around and do
I
his
can't wait to
bidding.
see it.
So I've wanted to make Myron the head of the family. That's this guy right here. For anybody who's not familiar, this is Myron, the head of the family. This has been a
Sure that one does this. That's one on Facebook.
lifelong
So cool, man.
character. The original came out in 1996. I was the perfect age to see that movie when it came out. And,
Joe Oraz
oh,
says,
yeah.
"Are you making the movie or just the props?"
Oh, just making the makeup effects. Just doing the makeup effects. But I'll be on set
Who's directing it?
Charlie Band is directing it. So I'll be on set later this month, and we don't have much time. But Joe is actually a big Full Moon fan, and also a creepy crowdfunder. He was in Return to Shadow Valley.
Oh, cool.
Hippie Joe.
Thanks, Hippie Joe.
His mom Shelly also came out. He was in Return to Shadow Valley.
Let's talk real quick about creepy crowdfunding. 2 days. We're on day 3 now.
Dude, creepy
Amazing
crowdfunding
start.
is the coolest thing ever.
It is. It's been...
We have just went live with our new movie Camp Blood that we just announced, and it got huge.
Yeah,
Like right out
yeah.
the gate, it's going. I mean,
Yeah.
the one thing I wanted to kind of explain with Camp Blood is it is what I'm considering a bigger budget remake of an original.
Yeah.
So we've already raised $4,500. I made Slaughterhouse on the Hill for less than that, for $3,000. I made Bloody Bluff for $3,000.
Right.
I could go make Camp Blood for $4,500.
Yeah.
The problem is, then it would just be another Camp Blood movie. I'm
Right.
trying to make this bigger, better, give it the full treatment. So we really do need to raise the right amount of money. I'm paying more for the licensing probably than the original Camp Blood cost.
Do you have any idea what the original budget was?
I don't know an exact number, but I would say somewhere around $1,000.
Because what's interesting about those old movies sometimes is like, you look at it and you're like, yeah, I believe $1,000 for sure.
Yeah.
And they overpaid.
Yeah.
But also like a lot of times, I mean, if someone told me they spent $100,000 on that, I would be like, yeah, I've seen that happen.
Back
You know,
then,
like,
yeah.
So
Especially.
yeah, but I think that the story of that is that they were like friendly. They were friends making a movie.
They were
It
friends
wasn't
making a
like
movie.
people hiring people and paying them a bunch of money.
A little bit though. I mean, Sykes wrote and directed it. They got Dave Sterling to produce it. I've heard some funny stories of some infighting and things.
Yeah.
Jeff Leroy, who shot and edited, is a friend of mine. He told me some really funny stories. But like everybody had each other's back. They were all in the same low budget community, but they did come together kind of as hired hands for Sterling, or maybe they sought him for the funding and then he took control in some ways. But it was always Brad's movie, and but Brad didn't pay for the movie,
Yeah.
So there became,
Has Brad ever made another version
yeah,
of it?
he made Camp Blood 1, 2, and 3,
Oh, okay.
the trilogy, all great movies. I've never met Brad. I love his movies. I love Camp Blood 1, 2, and 3, and he also did a brain damage movie called Goth with Phoebe Dollar, and I love that movie too. But yeah, I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. I do like to believe that it was just friends out in a movie for what they could, and that's what it always appeared to me. And I'll look through rose-colored glasses as much as I can, but I do think that there was a business to it. I mean, they were making a movie, and they did sell it, and it went worldwide, and
It's crazy. We were talking about a little bit before we started. Like that period of time, how that was like the very beginning days of that type of independent films,
right?
That we see everywhere now, and it's easy to forget. How like I don't know, like there wasn't 8 million of those being made a year. Like
right.
There was, the fact that they did it was special and cool.
I love it.
Yeah, I got about halfway through. The reason why I just stopped is I was getting tired of watching for bed. I had my wife watch with me. She likes to watch like kind of silly fun. Like we love The Room. The Room is one of our favorite things.
Well then, Camp Blood.
So yeah, so I was like, she'll enjoy it. She did, but she also was like, she couldn't make it all the way. She was tired too. The beginning part, the opening scene with like the sex scene is so good. The
Yeah.
music, the 9. She's like, how long is it going to take them to take their clothes off? What's going on here? It's just like, but it's so fun. Like I really did enjoy it more than I was thinking I was going to.
The guy in that opening scene is a guy named Vin Blanchio, who's a very good friend of mine, and we've worked on many movies together, but I have already shot. I shot scenes with him for our Camp Blood over the summer, knowing that I was going to get here. He moved to Japan last week, so
cool.
I knew he would. Originally, I wanted him to play Thatcher, the harbinger of doom, the kind of crazy guy in the road.
I got to the Thatcher part.
I wanted him to play Thatcher, but he told me, "Oh, I'm moving to Japan." And I said, "You're moving to Japan when?" And he said, "August 20th." And I was like, "Okay, or let's do this. Let's have you come out." I was in Indiana, and I had him come out to Indiana. And I shot some scenes with him, and they're beautiful, and they're funny, and they're good. And I'm gonna use it kind of as like a prologue of sorts.
Nice.
I just wanted to get Vinny in there because we've become such friends over the years, and I always knew that he was the first guy that died in Camp Blood, which was a big deal to me. Never to him, but
Right.
but to me, it was always a really big deal. And,
So I have a lot of questions now because after I've watched it, and we talked about it so much, but having some context, you're talking about making your own version of it.
yes.
And even like the what's the harbinger guy's name?
Thatcher.
Thatcher.
I have a Thatcher now.
As I'm watching the movie, like one of the things that stands out is like there's not much depth to the story. Like it's very
No.
and again, like it totally. But I'm curious to see. I'm excited to see, what you're gonna, what your plans are to like. Are you gonna leave it just kind of like face value and fun?
No.
A little bit of story behind it. A lot of story behind it.
So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the backstory make sense. I mean, there is no backstory.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give him a backstory. And some of the sequels delve into the backstory. I'm erasing all of that. That has nothing to do with my backstory. I plan on. So we have a clown running around in the woods with mechanics.
Right.
So I need to make sense of why garb has a clown mask.
Right.
The original movie, they drive out to the middle of nowhere, and then there's just this clown. There's a legend of the clown. But he's not just a clown. It's not like a guy.
There's like a little flashback legend part, right?
Yeah.
But I had to play it twice because I was like, I missed something here. But
Yeah.
there wasn't really much there.
There's not. And it's about a guy who potentially walks in on his wife cheating on him, and then for some reason or another puts a clown mask on and goes in the woods and kills him. So it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah. I mean,
My version is a little bit different. I'm going to set it in an amusement park. I'm going to have the mechanic's garb be on him as he's a ride mechanic. I'm going to have him then witness the act of adultery at the park. Follow them out of the park into the campground across the way, which will be Camp Blackwoods. This will be the Blackwood Amusement Park with Camp Blackwoods across the way, down by the lake.
Okay.
He will follow them. He will then dismember and murder them, along with a ton of other camp counselors and people who tried to stop him. This will be in broad daylight, so
Okay.
he's not hiding, and there's just a massacre at the campground. That's why it's now called Camp Blood.
Okay.
Because we don't ever really learn why it's called Camp Blood. We just learn
Other than the relation to Friday the 13th.
Yeah, and the fact they're never at a camp. They never make it to a camp. They're just in the woods camping. And it's
It reminded me of like when you're young, like when we would go camping.
Yeah.
How like we just drove out far enough to where you could put a tent up.
Yeah.
But there was nothing in like half the time when you're young, you're just camping like in not a cool campground. To
Right.
my point, it's like as you get older, you find really cool spots. But when you're young, you're just like spend the night in the tent out in the middle of the half desert woods is good enough.
Yeah.
Especially when you grow up in Vegas.
So I will the ride mechanic who sees the act of adultery, his a coworker who is a clown mascot, like a mascot for the park, tries to stop him from doing anything about it. And that's where he gets that. He will take the mask and kill the guy, mask on, follow those people. It'll just pull it together to make some sense, add some why is he a clown with the garb?
Okay.
But then, in doing so, I want to make it look a lot cooler than the original too. It's not just a latex mask; it's gonna be a porcelain. If my schedule is right, next Monday on live, I will sculpt the clown, but it will be like a porcelain mascot mask that makes sense and looks way cooler than a latex over the head mask. But yeah. And then there is a twist I don't think I should talk about yet, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think we'll keep it a little bit up.
Yeah, there's a twist because, like, in that movie, the original, there is a twist. And what I will say is that my twist will be different than the original. But the red herring of the original twist will be there. Much like if you've ever seen the My Bloody Valentine 3D, the twist ending is still there, but it's a completely different twist than the original. But the original twist
what was the difference?
basic.
I can't remember. I've seen them both.
So
but the original is Harry Warden. Right.
And
is it Harry Warden in the?
Yeah, it's basically there's two lead dudes. The original, it's the guy you don't expect it to be. None of them are really Harry Warden. In My Bloody Valentine,
right?
it's the other. I can't remember their names.
But it's like kind of the main character.
Yeah, there's two names. In one it ends up being one, and the other it ends up being the other. And it's a great little. Because I loved watching My Bloody Valentine 3D because I was like, I think I already know this whole movie. And then you see that part and you're like, whoa, I didn't know that.
What was the funnest 3D movie I had?
So good. Maybe the only good.
Yeah, like it's like.
The 3D movies would lose me because I can't remember them. Like something happened in my brain with that I can't remember them. But I will tell you that My Camp Blood will honor and stick to the characters of the original, but it will be much deeper and it will have way more quality effects and acting and set design. We will actually have a camp. We're fighting very hard to figure out a camp with cabins in the woods. I mean, we live in the middle of the desert. We're not going to be able to shoot here. We go shoot somewhere in the woods with cabins, and that's a very. Now, if Creepy Crowdfunding falls on its face and we only come up with $9,000 or $12,000, we write it as a desert movie at Lake Mead, But can have my way, and we can do what we want. We'll have cabins in the woods. It's Camp Blood. There will still be tents because those cabins will not be involved. We want to get to them. And the same thing with, I'm going to some cool interiors here of those cabins.
Nice.
At the studio here.
And a couple of comments.
Oh, let's get some.
Let's see. Dave says, Mom is Mayo. Joe earlier had said his mom ordered merch before he did, because you're telling me. And then we got Sammy. Wish I had a job that was that fun. And Terry Robinson. Hi, Tom. Hi, Mike. Hey, Terry. Yes. I'm excited with the Killer thing because I feel like it. I'm very curious to see if there's a little bit of blowback because I just feel like that movie. Anybody that's that precious about the movie structure, like you might love
the ones that I think would be the people that have picked up the franchise since.
Let me ask you this: you're obviously a huge Camp Blood fan.
Yeah, I love them all.
If I made Camp Blood today, what would be the thing that I would do that I could do wrong that you would be like, oh, fuck, I hate that movie?
Well,
if I didn't know.
With ruining the twist, I might do that. I might.
What is the twist in the original?
The killer is.
It's not the like.
Yeah, there's a movie that came out in '99. In the original, the twist is that the clown is Harris, the field guide.
Oh, okay. From the very beginning.
Yeah, the woman who is like this kind of butchy girl that is in camo gear, showing them their way into the woods. the twist of the movie at the end is that it's her, that she's the clown.
So was the story about the adultery even a real thing?
It is a real thing, but it was a lesbian
Oh.
story instead of. So I will be removing. My killer will not be. See, that's the twist. I just kind of ruined it. That's okay.
You might play with the sexual orientation of the killer. Surprise.
No, because I'm making Harris a park ranger.
Right.
She will be a female, played by Naima Chris. See, I kind of ruined the
That's
twist
all right,
live
well-
on. I just ruined the whole ending of my movie.
Well, but you did. Here's the thing: the script's not fully written. There's still time.
There's still.
There's still
I'm
time.
not changing the end. It's perfect.
I'm trying to give you.
No. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I will just. My twist ending will be the twist ending, and that to a true Camp Blood fan, they can say that's not how it goes.
Because the truth is, like, there is only a couple things. The clown mask.
Right.
I mean, somebody might hate the fact that it's a mask.
No,
like,
nobody's gonna hate the mask. The mask is gonna be so cool. We're gonna get it tattooed on them. Nobody will hate the mask.
The truth is, though, is like, is there a clown mask that I could make that you'd be like, oh, that's a dumb.
Oh yeah, every other Camp Blood clowns, because the covers stay the same in the 50
Right.
movies.
Okay.
You know why I know nobody
that's
can
kinda
get mad
cool.
at our movie?
Uh.
Because they didn't get mad at Camp Blood Shark Attack. If they didn't
I
get,
think that there's like a period where things get so ridiculous that nobody gets mad anymore. Awesome.
and that's where this meat and franchise has gone. But I would like to bring it back to. I would like to bring it back to like, holy crap, that was really fun. Like, that's high energy, high, you know, a valiant attempt would a la 13, you know.
Right.
If I could remake Friday the 13th, probably wouldn't. And the reason why is because the amount of hate that you would get. But with Camp Blood, I can only bring love to the franchise. Some people will discover the originals and love them, and some people will, that already loved or liked or hated the originals, will commend me for my efforts.
Yeah.
That's my entire plan of this movie.
Well, and that was a little bit of the strategy too. Is it's like it's sort of a safe one to try.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like there's not
Remakes are.
remakes. They get a lot of hate.
Listen, Rob Zombie could not do wrong until Rob Zombie did Halloween, and now Rob Zombie cannot do right. But if
Now,
that
yeah.
Halloween movie was Camp Blood,
Right.
would people love Rob
They
Zombie?
would- Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's a very good point. There's something. I think that I think we may have talked about this a little bit, but I think amongst the older, like favorites of horror movies, I think Shocker is the movie that has a safe path to a remake. Because I think that everyone that loves Shocker knows that it's terrible.
Yeah.
Like and like if they don't know, as much as I love Shocker and as bad as it is, I wouldn't really want to see a true remake of Shocker. Like I guess maybe not. No, it could happen. I know it would have to be better. Like that story is so all over the place and silly and like it's like it feels like Wes Craven directed it and wrote
Yeah.
it too, right? Like it feels like he made it up along the way. Like you know what I'm saying? He had this concept, but it felt like every day they were like, you know what? Let's kill this guy today, and then like, what if this was the case? And what if maybe he's his dad? Isn't there like a connection where he's like his dad too, or some fucking thing? Like, I just the movie has the heart of a really indie film,
Yeah.
probably, you know, like Shocker. But I feel like it's one that you could. I don't know that people. Rob Zombie made a Shocker remake. I don't think
Everybody
they would
would
love
hate
it.
No,
I think they would love it.
nobody will love anything Rob Zombie.
Well,
does.
I mean, prior.
And
yeah, the hate now.
I can't defend him enough because I love his movies. I love his vision, but cares Zombie's take on anything because he ruined something on Halloween for people that I'll never quite understand. I didn't Rob Zombie's Halloween while make Camp Blood because I don't want to lose anybody's faith. Decision making or my place of passion, but I saw. I love that movie.
Just a position on all the remakes and all the
I'm breaking
sequels
all my
and all
rules.
the things. I know, I've got you talking about. What else is off the table? No, is that like, I think that it's fine. I mean, obviously, but for me, after the dust settles, I'm just glad that I'm glad that there's a lot of Halloweens. If there's 20 more Halloweens, which some of them sucked, I would be glad that there was 20 more Halloweens, and that I love that there's options and get to watch different things. So the real hate of the people have that they just can't stop posting about it on the internet blows my mind a little bit. It's like, I don't know. I mean, honestly, the worst treatment of everything to me in the history of any movies is what Rian Johnson did to Star Wars. And I still...
What did he do to Star Wars?
With The Last Jedi, you're a Star Wars.
Yeah, I love Star Wars.
But did you like The Last Jedi?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, a lot of people hate it.
I think all of Star Wars has gotten oversaturated. I miss yearning for Star Wars. Yeah. I miss the want so bad to have another Star Wars. But I see that like it was almost like a dog chasing cars. Like I said with Beetlejuice before, I wanted to do a sequel my entire life. And then I got it, and I was like, oh god, I don't want this. I don't even want this.
Right.
So. Yeah, I don't know.
I think for me, I with Star Wars, I just love it so much that I'm very fond of it.
Oh, I am.
And I'll just keep watching.
If there's lightsabers, I'm in. But
what? The reason why I have the hatred for, I don't think hatred, strong dislike for The Last Jedi, which I also enjoy watching. I like it. It's a fun movie to watch. But it's just like, set up all these cool things. Ever since we didn't get to see Skywalker. You know, there was just so much promise.
Yeah.
And then it was like, you kill Snoke right away. Luke Skywalker's kind of just.
Did you want Snoke to be Jar Jar? I did.
No.
I really did.
You did?
Oh, yeah. I was all in on that theory. I was like, yeah.
No, that was one that I was like, there's no way.
Oh, I wanted that. I just wanted them to make that.
I wonder if there would have been more back if Snoke would have been Jar Jar.
Oh, it would have been the best.
Oh, no, I think Jar Jar stays right for Jar Jar. I don't know, like it was but that, my point just is though, is as much as I, happy that it exists, like it doesn't hurt feelings.
I get that.
But, yeah, I'm excited to see, I think that the Camp Blood thing, what I saw that I had fun with, and I can imagine a lot of things that you're going to do with it.
Oh, it's going to be just awesome. It is going to be a much more octane, more energy movie.
Yeah.
Much more like the Texas Chainsaw remake or the Friday 13th remake. Michael Tynes. That's how I envision Camp Blood to be. Fun, balls to the wall, slasher film. In the early 2000s, we all complained that we didn't get good horror movies anymore, and then you look back and we had some bangers, man. Like, we had some really good, and everybody was so on the anti-make train that came out. They'd be like, oh, just remake it. Nobody, blah, 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 blah. Watch Hills of Eyes, man. The 6 Hills of Eyes. So
almost all those are. I mean,
so
they're
good.
all good.
Yeah. The Platinum Dunes was making some good movies, man.
Yeah.
And I'm stoked. I am happy. I am happy to give my own shot to something like I really do. Much like Alexander Aja loved the intellectual properties of the eyes. I love the end of the of Camp Blood, and I've been talking about doing something like this with that franchise as long as I've been making movies. Like, there's one other movie that I would love to do. And Teddy told me to. What we call Dark Walker. I love the movie Dark Walker. Chuck Williams produced it. Danny Draven directed it.
I know exactly.
And put out by Shadow Entertainment, which was Full Moon's side brand at the time.
Yeah.
And I love Dark Walker. And I remember I messaged Danny Draven and said, hey, Danny, let's Dark Walker 2. Let's make it. I'll do all the effects and we'll shoot him out. It takes place on and out. And he was no, Tom, we're not going to do that. There's too much red tape with, their owners and IP and this and that. And he said, you could just make your own haunted house monster movie. But, like, with him, well, that got me thinking about Teddy Told Me To, and then I turned it. It wasn't originally on House Story until at that point. And then we made Teddy Told Me To, which to me was kind of my Dark Walker, except without the supernatural element.
Dark Walker. He sent me that movie. I met Danny.
I love that movie, man. So, Dark Walker and Camp were two movies that hit at the same time. And they hit me in the same way, like, holy crap, this is true independent film.
Yeah.
These guys have video camera. They're making this video. Dark Walker, unlike Camp Blood, had special features. And you could
it's
see,
a better quality,
you could
too.
see the video cameras. You could see what they were working with. And I was just like, this is rad, and I wanted to do that. Now,
Picture the creature in it right now.
He's like Chuck Williams, so he's a bigger guy, bald head, sharp teeth, and he's got it's like a scarecrow pumpkin head monster, but he didn't have a pumpkin, but it's just very cool actor looking guy. I really love that movie. But to get the opportunity to remake Camp Blood, when I heard Dave Sterling was licensed, it was an idea, because when we did Slaughterhouse on the Hill for him, he said, Tom, I love Slaughterhouse on the Hill. It's one of the greatest movies ever. You really knocked it out of the park. And I said, awesome. And he's like, I want you to do another movie for me. And we were going to make It Steals Your Skin for Dave Sterling.
Oh, okay.
And Laughterface. Those were all designed. But he was going through a distributor that had all kinds of notes about, well, you know how it goes. They wanted no gore, no nudity. They play on YouTube a lot. Yada, yada, yada. So I was like, I think you got the wrong director. Like, unfortunately, that's what makes making movies fun for me, is lots of gore, monsters,
it's
and
the
nudity.
biggest mistake in that,
foreign
too,
sales, man. You cannot get foreign sales with that stuff anymore. I talked to another agent last week, and he's like, just can't sell your stuff foreign because of the amount of effects and
But the thing is about that, because we went back and forth with our company. I just want to say, Chris had made a comment and said he wanted Snoke to be Jar Jar too.
Yeah.
The thing that I was going to say about that was, the assumption is that you're going to get foreign sales to begin with, and that's the hard part to like. We did a lot of that with our company, where we were like, Nick had a very sort of like,
make it clean.
Yeah, and what ended up happening was, like, number one, the landscape of everything changed. Even though, like, you turned in Las Vegas framing time fast.
Yeah.
But, like, from the time we had the idea to the time that we funded movies and got them back, the money, the turnaround, the things that worked.
Changed.
It all changed. And so, like, one of the things that I had advocated for you strongly for, like, and I believed in, was, like, if I'm getting Tom to make a movie for me for $10,000,
there's something people are expecting.
Well, and it's like, why would I, like, Tom's strength is his special effects.
Yeah.
What we're getting for free out of Tom is that he can do incredible special effects. If I had to go to somebody else, if it was me, I can't, for me to get what you could do, it would cost me $10,000 minimum.
Right.
And you're going to do twice that. So, like, to cut out your biggest strength and then say this, it doesn't, it was not. I don't think it was the right approach.
The crazy thing is this. Think about that, and I go to the nudity a lot because I believe, especially in a movie like Camp Blood, nudity is important.
Yeah.
When you were a teenager and rented a slasher movie, you were hoping,
Yeah.
How come the most mainstream of mainstream thing, the highest mainstream thing in the world, Yellowstone, right? It doesn't get more mainstream than the Kevin Costner show, Yellowstone. There is tit shots in every episode. If not every, I believe that Casey's wife's character had it in her contract every other episode there has to be a shower scene. And Beth, who's we're talking A-list actress, shows her boobs multiple times for long extended periods. Why is this so looked down in low budget horror movies but not Yellowstone? Meanwhile, the gore in Yellowstone is second to none. Like, they are just shooting people, blowing people up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Sons of Anarchy with cowboys, and I don't understand how come that doesn't bleed into our independent market. How come I have Film Threat saying it's not the 90s anymore, you don't need tits to sell a movie. No, that's entertaining. That's what the customer wants to see. That has nothing to do with selling it. That has to, honestly, it hurts me from selling it.
Right.
So, but why, how come in mainstream media, the most mainstream, it's full of it, you know?
Because it's just a massive hypocrisy. That's what it boils down to.
way
And
weird,
also, I
dude.
mean, the
It's almost like mom and dad said no, but they'll do what they want to do.
well, the problem is like with filmmaking and all this stuff in general is like I feel like almost every rule is double-sided.
Right.
In the way of like, yeah, you don't need to, like there are a lot
Like,
of people.
don't show those boobs unless you're Michelle Pfeiffer.
Well, but it's
That is
also
okay.
like even in like independent stuff, it's like if you make a certain sort of level quality of a film, and you just want to put boobs in it, it doesn't really fit. Like there's so much bad filmmaking
Right.
that people love and think that their thing is gonna go win all the awards and be Terrifier. That like sometimes on a case by case basis, I could easily look and say it's not her. It's not how. I mean, here's a good example, and I'm not saying this is a bad movie because I love this movie, but Justin. We made Vane. I
Yeah.
love Vane. I'm proud of Vane. I think Justin did an incredible job. In his original cut, of all that like black and white cut-in footage of the old people and different like past victims, there's boobs. There's scenes of boobs.
Yeah.
With our nature of what we do and Nick not wanting it, I just told him I was like, just get rid of the boob ones. The shots of the boob because it's gonna hurt it on all these other places. And I honestly don't think that movie is any different with seeing a couple of random boobs.
Right.
And so it's just like the reason why I bring that up is that like I also understand like Justin, he liked that and he had a reason for it, and I also think it makes the movie cool.
Yeah.
So my point just in that is like I think that it's case by case. I think that like people that say you can't sell a movie, Terrifier sells everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Terrifier is a
And
low
Terrifier
budget.
is a low budget
Yeah.
movie with
Grungy,
no name
yeah,
actors.
yeah. Yeah, it plays fine on Tubi. It
Yeah,
plays
it
all
played
the
on
all the
Netflix.
things that
It
tells
was
you
on
it
Netflix.
can't do. It does if people care enough.
If the
about
right
it.
people want it to.
Right.
So-
But then the last thing real quick though is that the opposite is like if you are making something like what you make, like your movies, that probably are not going to ever make it to Netflix. And so if you're hoping that
That's the one thing that I love about doing our own Plan 10 movies and doing our own distribution and the creepy crowdfunding. Like, what I love is the full control of
Yeah.
the story I want to tell and the movie I want to put out. Because, I mean, let's be honest, none of us are making these movies to get rich.
Right.
We are making these movies to share a story, to put out art, to have an enjoyable time on set, and to make a product we can all be proud of. So if we do that and we give them, if I say this scene should have boobs and it's fun, or this scene, this head needs to get ripped off and we need to see the spine come out of the neck stump and scorpion style and like guts and blood and blah. My movie Slaughterhouse on the Hill was dumbed down effects wise.
right.
And
It's called
I did this amazing shot where Jason Wallace gets cut in half with a chainsaw.
Oh,
And in the finished movie on Tubi, because of Cinema Epoch, the people that put it out, you don't really see any of that. You hear it. But on my Blu-ray, blood-soaked director's cut, you see that saw blade running through and the body splitting in half. And it's like, dude, this isn't 1993. This isn't Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel that has to be edited for content. This is on Tubi, dude.
Right.
But that's because they also do a lot of foreign sales. They also do a lot of YouTube stuff. And that's their company, and that's how they want to protect it.
But here's the
But
problem.
myself, I don't want to protect my company. I want my company to be balls to the wall until they tell me no. You
Well,
know?
and so the point of like what I was getting at that you're saying too is that the best version of you having a successful film career is you getting an audience that likes what you do
Yeah.
and has trust in you.
Yeah.
Like that's how we became fans of the things we became fans of. is that we like, you know, all the filmmakers, different people that we like. I mean, even Rob Zombie, you love him or hate him, he makes his movies, and if you love them,
He
you
makes
love
them
them.
exactly
You always
how
get what
he
you get,
wants to make
100%. And that's how you get a fan base. And on these lower budget things, they're like, they're not going to ever make enough money, even on a Tubi or anywhere else, that it's going to be so useful to sort of like make these people make movies they don't want to make.
Right.
Like, you're going to make more money selling your Blu-rays to people that love the gore and the boobs and the, you know, the brand than you are going to like people.
Do you think that Terrifier has paved the way to bring back extreme at all?
It's hilarious because
It doesn't seem like
well, yes and no. One of the I'm 90% sure I'm right about this. One of the lines, the marketing lines for is it Saw, Final Destination, one of those recent movies that have come out said bloodier than Terrifier, and I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
That is
like
hilarious.
it's like one of the most mainstream, you know, franchises going out to the theaters. The people behind it realize that like they love Terrifier so much because of the intense gore. So on a high level, yeah, they're letting them do it, but every level below it, like no, it's still being cut off at the knees.
Yeah.
Because everyone is the fear of like, we got to prep this for foreign sales, and we got to prep it for X, Y, and Z.
But how did Terrifier do for it?
Well, because it just if I don't
mean,
know
did
how
it do
does.
well? Do you think it did
Probably,
well for it?
probably now, yeah. The first Terrifier at the time it came out, no, probably
Absolutely
not at all.
Yeah.
Nobody buy it. Nobody gave a shit about it. And the truth of the matter is, unfortunately, is 99% of movies nobody's going to buy.
How
or give a
many
shit about.
times do you think our conversation shifts to Terrifier?
A lot. But it's a great thing to talk about. It really is a great thing because it's I don't know, filmmaking. Because back to what I was also going to say is like being somebody on the other side that's worked with different filmmakers.
Yeah.
It's exhausting to listen to people use their vision, their passion, their purpose, whatever it is, as an excuse to do bad things.
Yeah.
So
no,
that's
we
where like,
talked about
yeah,
that.
that's where it's a very tough thing sometimes for.
Artsy for artsy's sake, or
Well, and it's just like you'll be like, hey, the script doesn't make any sense. Nobody's fucking. You never, you know, like just some of the legitimately most crazy things that I've seen that you would think like people are like, oh my god, thanks, I missed that. And there's like the excuse is like, this is my vision. I need to stay true to my vision. I need to like, this is my brand. So it's like what I said earlier, like two things being true at once or contradicting yourself is like for you, I think I would say to you, if I had all the money in the world and I was able to do things, I would let Tom do what Tom does because that's what Tom's good at. But there are other filmmakers that I'd be like, don't put boobs in your movie.
yeah.
Like it's just like you don't even know why you're doing it, and also the rest of it's really bad. And like figure out what is the best version of you instead of just like using the excuse.
The interesting thing, the reason that I will put boobs in my movie or feel that it's important, especially in a movie like Camp Blood, is because of Sleepaway Camp 2, is because of Friday the 13th Part 4, is because of Friday the 13th Part 5. Like, those movies left an impact. And it's not a sexist thing. It's not a misogynistic thing. Most times that I find myself doing it, it's because it's fun. And it reminds you of a time that was really fun. And that's the timing, not dirty, nasty, and icky feeling.
It
you
is.
know,
Yeah.
I am very pro every body and shape, size, color, doesn't matter. But there's just something so special about those curvy girls of the 80s that would just rip their shirts off before fighting a serial killer. Like that was a Saturday night for me when I was a kid, and that's what I'm trying to recreate as an adult on these movies for somebody. I used to say they're for 14-year-old kids until my wife corrected me and said these are for 40-year-old men. This is because it's
never remembered being a 14.
But it's other people that are trying to recreate that trip to the video store, getting the candy, and going home and watching a movie. That's why I think the premieres are so important in what we do, because we get them to the theater and they get to enjoy it in the theater, and that's something that's where you see the real vision is in the theater, not on a streaming service with commercials.
Right.
But those pay our bills, so let's keep them coming.
Well, that was the other side of it too. Is like we're talking about. I think we did it with you too. It was like one of the things I was trying to convince Nick of, and I think even Hollish did that. Is like let them make let. If you tell me and I'm gonna fund your film, and you say I want it to have all the blood and gore in the world, and I'm really against that. Number one, either just don't make it with that person.
Maybe it's the wrong
or
person.
yeah,
And
or
that's
ask and say like, what's a version that you like? Can you make me a version I can put on you? And if you say no, I can't, then okay, it's just not the right movie. But I do think a lot of films, it wasn't that hard to get like some boobs and some of the more insane gore cut out.
except for the fake boobs that background that you couldn't.
Crazy, man. In Las Vegas Frankenstein, you have a corpse, a boobed corpse, in like it's the biggest Easter egg in that movie. I feel like that thing was in like 20s. Every time I trim it out and get like, okay, this is the clean version, you get flagged again, and that was before you knew where it was happening.
Right.
And I just scroll through, and they're like, oh, there it is again. So there's in the back in the corner, there's the boob corpse again. But my point is that like I think that a lot of people would be happy to have that, and I don't know how you feel, but me as a filmmaker, knowing that you get to make up most of the stuff, I don't give a shit if there's a watered down movie that's bringing me some more money, as long as there's a version everyone can see that cares,
Right.
Because I remember is like, if you put
And that's on the hill of the terrestrial cut, and I think it's a better for it. Sound design is better. For some reason, they edited our sound design, like the squishiness of the effects.
Really?
We took like 3 tracks of sound out that were like the guts are coming out. It's like now it's just. It's very weird. They left the guts in that, but like I can't watch Slaughterhouse on the Hill on Tubi. I appreciate anybody else that does, and I appreciate anybody that becomes a fan. It's also why I don't review too seriously because they haven't seen my vision. And the thing is I left from that deal with making movies for Epoch, through Dave Sterling to Cinema Epoch, because they had a bunch of rules for the next one, which was going to be It Steals Your Skin and Laughter Face. I made both those movies. Neither of them are heavy on gore or boobs. They would have been fine.
Right.
Both those movies would have been absolutely fine. But I made them on my own. Let Waleed direct It Steals Your Skin, and I did Laughter Face. And both of them would have fallen into the parameters. I still like being told what to do. And rather than asked, how can we work around this, I was given a list of rules. And a rule follower. I'm a rule breaker in most cases of everything. And so I just said, you know what, guys? I love doing this with you, but I don't think I'm the right fit.
Yeah.
Anybody else could be the right fit. We're not making money. So it's not like...
it wasn't a mess up.
But I love Slaughterhouse on the Hill, and I love the opportunity, and that's what brought me Camp Blood.
Yeah.
Because on that, I told Dave, I said, I do want to make another movie with you, but I want to make a reboot of Camp Blood. And he goes, what would that look like? And I was like the original, but high gloss, high concept. He's like, well, you have to figure it out. Like, if not producing it, we'd have to license it. And I like the idea because I had talked about that. Because I did, in the early 2000s, everybody was big about remakes, and then it always comes up, what would you remake? I always said Camp Blood. I would remake Camp Blood. And at the time, I would all say The Toxic Avenger. But the problem is I would not remake The Toxic Avenger now. It's gone somewhere I didn't want it to go. But
I want to be. Obviously, that one's a tough remake.
Yeah, the
Because
Camp
it's so
Blood just always like the obvious choice. And then a couple months back, I saw Sterling advertising that he's licensing some of his movies for sequels or whatever. I contacted him. I said, I want to license a remake. I don't want to make Camp Blood 17. I don't want to make the sequel to one of Will's movies or Dustin. I want my own. And you call it Tom Devlin Camp Blood. And
I love you, dude.
Yeah. Oh, Dave's the...
My wife always makes fun of me because I do voices for different people too. She's like, why can't you just say what they said? Like, why do you gotta do a voice.
Oh, you gotta.
I don't know. I just do.
You gotta know it. But yeah, I was just so excited, and it was one of those.
Yeah, I love it.
But I think they had licenses movies when I started telling them I wanted to make a Camp Blood movie.
It's a very interesting idea, and it's like the problem is not a lot of outlets in the world of filmmaking that way. But that was one of our things with our company was like we own all this IP and we have all these filmmakers, and there's really cool cases. Like do you ever see Funny Games?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like so like that movie's crazy because the first one's really good.
Yeah.
The original or whatever. Then they just remake it with like some more stars and just a couple things. But it's like when I watched both of those movies, I liked them. But I also was like, I don't know why they remade this.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
think
like,
that
they just needed some star power so they could get it out in the theaters, and it did, and it worked. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity for that in independent film.
I just am real interested to see if this brings new eyes to the original franchise, or if people don't know that there's an original franchise. Like, I would like to reach a wider audience.
Yeah, it will. I mean, whether it's 10 people or 10,000 or 10 million, it just but like you think about The Room, like there are a lot of people that knew about The Room.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about the fucking Room until they started talking about making the movie about The Room.
Really?
I
had already seen it on Sunset Strip.
I had never, but I'm not from California, so I didn't know as much as I loved all that kind of shit. Like I had never, I had heard about it, and so I dove in completely. So like, yeah, it's the sort of thing. It's
I
like,
didn't really love the movie about making The Room.
I liked it a lot, but
But I think it's because I held The Room.
Because you already knew it.
I was a big fan. I had gone and seen it at the New Beverly Cinema many times.
Really? Were those
yeah.
screenings fun?
Oh, the best. Me and John Carrius would go.
Oh, to go.
And, oh God, yeah, it was a really good time.
The real, I think that movie's great because I don't know.
I think the first time I saw it was Ward Roberts and Travis Betts maybe was the first time. And that was when my eyes were open to, like, I was like, whoa, this is a real movie. It was, would you like to play football?
Yeah, the Tommy Wiseau character in the movie is just, I like that part of it so much. Because
You know that the only other thing he ever acted in was Retro Puppet Masters.
No, is that true?
Yep. I think in the movie there's even a part about Retro Puppet Masters, possibly.
That's awesome.
I could be wrong. I haven't seen the movie in a long time.
Yeah, they did a screening of it like a couple of years back with the Palms, where he came out. I believe I missed seeing it. Fun got made because Tommy Wiseau was jealous on Greg being a movie star in Retro Puppet Master. So Retro Puppet Master motivated Tommy. That's from TCH Turner Bob. Sorry.
Got some Full Moon fans
I like
in
that.
the house.
That's awesome. Why had Greg been in?
Yeah, Retro Puppet Master.
He was.
He's the lead.
I don't remember seeing Retro Puppet Master.
Oh, it's so good. You know, the other interesting fact about Retro Puppet Masters is the man who did the scores, John Mazzari, who scored Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Teddy Told.
That's so
Those are his three big movies.
That's awesome. How? What is Retro Master?
Puppet Master 8-ish, right?
What does it mean? Why is it called the Retro?
Oh, it's a prequel. It goes way. There's a whole set of puppets that Jeff Farley Kirchner made that are like the birth of Thor and Pinhead. They're different, way older. Like the puppets are like from the 30s or 40s. These are from the 1900s, so they're like carved out of wood. They're very wooden looking.
Is it too still
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, still too.
I'll have to watch.
His first.
I missed half of those Puppet Masters. At least. What is there, like 15 of them now? There's
I
a lot.
did 12. 12 was the last one. I did 10, 11, 12, and then Dr. Death standalone spinoff, which I didn't do because that was supposed to be, or not supposed to be, it was designed to be Las Vegas Frankenstein. Las Vegas Frankenstein, for those who don't know, was a script I had for Dr. Death that I Frankenstein movie because I met this guy Mike who was like, make me a movie for around $10,000. I was like, you bet. I already have a script. And I just changed the puppet to a Frankenstein monster. We made a movie. It's the exact same movie. But
Las Vegas Frankenstein is my favorite movie of yours, and it has nothing to do with me being connected to it.
Really?
I mean, but it is. I
love that movie.
I characters in it. John is so fucking in it.
Oh.
What's the shop owners?
Caleb and Eileen
and
Dietz.
Eileen Dietz. I
Eileen
mean, and even like what's his name? Victoria. All the characters are just
You know
fun in that movie.
what I love about that movie is how on those actors were. Because Teddy told me to. We had some major problems with anybody knowing their lines or dialogue, and that was my first time directing. So, I'm always learning. I must have rehearsed enough. This comes down to the director, right? Like it always falls from the top. So I couldn't just be frustrated or whatever. So what we did on Las Vegas Frankenstein is we would do Zoom call because nobody lived here. We would do Zoom rehearsals,
Right.
and then we actually did a full read through on Zoom. But the actors themselves would rehearse on, and so on their own. But this is to make you look. This is to make me look good. That movie is a 14-minute take. The camera is spinning around. And these three are having heated conversation. We
Which
did it
scene
in
is that?
one. It's the opening scene where Vince and Victoria and John really, and then they get up and he's talking about how the show's failing and they need to redo it.
Yeah.
So our wide master took 14 minutes, and it's circling while these. It was done like a play, and they hit every line of dialogue. We did it in 2 takes. Both takes were perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And then we moved in for close-ups. And it was like, that's how this is done.
Yeah.
And it really was special. It was special. And the chemistry between it was special. And I hope to Kat in Camp Blood because she's wonderful and amazing.
Does she live in LA?
I haven't made any firm casting announcements yet, except for Ethan will be the clown killer. But I do hope to bring back some other Plan 10 originals, family, and have them from this film. And 2 of those people happen to be Las Vegas Frankenstein. I would look because it's important to keep. That's one that we don't always get to dig back into.
Yeah.
So it is now available on Tubi in English, everybody.
Is it back up finally?
English, and it's been showing up on everybody. I've been getting messages from people I don't talk to regularly. Showed up first on my horror list. I watched it tonight. It was amazing. And
That's awesome.
I had a guy from All World message me that he saw John Wayne here in Vegas. He's a musician. Messaged me. He said that. So it's finally getting the love on Tubi. I know Joanna Hansen, Steve's wife, has been petitioning Tubi to have it in English. She writes them like every week.
That's awesome.
And they've given her every excuse under the book, and she just doesn't let them have it. She's just so proud of Steve in that movie, and it really is a very cool thing that is finding an audience now.
Yeah.
And I really wanted it, like when it first came out, that was it Maggie Jill? Not Maggie Jill. Dakota.
Yeah.
The girl that did Juno.
Yeah.
She had made a Frankenstein movie, and the titles
What was it called?
very
Victoria Frankenstein.
Victoria Frankenstein. The titles were very similar in the neon,
Right.
and I thought, ooh, this is like. Like we'll get the mockbuster,
Yeah.
But it never hit. It didn't come out at the right time. Like, but ours was not for some reason. So
Did it ever go to Tubi in English?
it was for 5 minutes, and then it disappeared. I couldn't.
I don't know.
understood what happened.
I'm curious about it because they did have it. We ran through a bunch of different things with the Tubies. trying to get a direct deal with Tubi, and we almost got it, I don't know, 4 times, and they wanted us to go through aggregators. A lot of those, the big, they won't.
That's what we have an aggregator.
Yeah.
But had a weird release date for It Steals, and it's not on Tubi still.
It's still not.
No, it's still not. It's on other platforms, but I don't talk about those because I don't. Because Tubi actually pays out more than anybody
Tubi,
else
yes.
that we deal with.
For anyone out there watching that cares, is if you want
Just
to
watch
support
them on
movies, watch
Tubi.
them on Tubi.
Just watch them on Tubi.
Amazon.
Sure.
Those are the best ways for the movies to make some money.
And then the filmmakers sometimes get so excited about them playing that tell everybody, and they're watching on some other stupid channel that will never know.
Yeah.
Although I saw It Steals Your Skin got picked up by Blood, Sweat, and Fears.
Did,
So,
yes, yeah. I actually think it got delivered the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw delivery come through. I think I've got. I got.
Yeah.
I got a list of. It's one of my to-do lists.
This is another great one, us, because that is a movie that, for as long and in nature that it is, not a lot of.
Yeah.
So it could slip under any system and get some watch. That I know on Tubi now quite often. My name is Gacy. That movie is so the journey to get there. But what a weird. That is Tom Devlin's weird face. That's like when the beat got weird, right?
But it's like I enjoy it too, and it's not the kind of movie I would normally enjoy. Like, I probably wouldn't seek it out for it otherwise. But the reason I think it works is because it's consistently weird, kind of. It has a tone that it sticks to it, and that's what I always, I don't know, look for in movies that I like most. The style tone might not be. To be
His product, it wasn't. And how they stride out. Who called me?
There was no.
It wasn't even a real caller. We gotta get a phone so we can have callers call in. We could caller, you're on the line.
We're gonna do
That
that. We're
would
gonna
be
figure it out.
awesome.
We're gonna try
Caller, you're on the
TikTok.
line.
We're gonna try
Twitch. I'm
Twitch.
real interested in Twitch. It's my newfound thing that I know I'm way late to the game.
Yeah, I just heard about Twitch. It's been around for 20
You
years.
know anything about Twitch?
Skeleton show says it's fun being fly on the wall for this conversation.
Awesome.
We love having you.
Here's a better look. At
I
things.
love this guy. Holy cow, man!
Me too. You know what's so easy to sculpt something you've thought about for a long time? Like if I have time to think about a sculpture, it comes out. But I've been thinking about this dude for 20 years.
Yeah.
I have an action figure somewhere, or a resin statue rather. I couldn't find it, so I had to have Leroy send me pictures of his. But I love Myron, and if you've never seen the original Head of the Family, oh my gosh, I
have to watch it. I watched it when it came out.
It is such a good. It's the end of like Full Moon shooting on film. It's 35 millimeter. It's God, it's so good. I forget the girl's name, but she's super cute. Like this movie is one of those Full Moon classics, like Castle Freak or that's just like it's so good. It's what I thought should have been, and it's weird. It's about a fucking huge head that lives in a
But
chair.
that's like back
It's
to what we were
so
just talking
weird.
about. Is like that's what Full Moon and Charles Band did
Used
so
to-
well. Is
yeah.
like they just their stuff is weird.
And
it's
what
not
I can
for
say
everyone,
about
but
this
it's
movie
consistent.
is Charlie is taking it very, very seriously.
That's cool.
He is on the phone with me every day, and he just badly wants.
Does he direct still that often anymore? He does still do
I mean,
it.
he's directing this one. He doesn't direct all of them anymore, but
Danny directs for him.
Danny
still,
directs
right?
for him. He just did Bad CGI Gator, written by Charlie's son. The thing is they tried to get me to do Bad CGI Gator, and I just couldn't do it.
I love it.
It was
I love the title.
it's in Ohio. I got a family.
Did they do strippers and werewolves too?
Yeah,
That
they
was
did
it?
that, and
Yeah.
I think Charlie might have
Trailer looks
directed
fun,
that.
that one. Okay.
Charlie Band, back in the heyday of Full Moon, wasn't a director, he was a producer. He didn't direct often until Ginger Dead Man 1, I think. So like late 90s, early 2000s, and now he's directed a ton.
Yeah. What do you think's the best Charles Band directed movie? Your favorite?
Probably, I really liked Puppet Master X's Termination.
Okay.
I am very biased to that movie because that is like life goals and dreams.
So cool.
Axis Rising was my first, and I felt like I didn't know what I was doing enough. So I think Charlie directed a great movie on Axis Rising. I just don't know that I was dialed in enough. And then I think that Axis Termination, we had a better working rapport, and we really made an amazing movie. And then Blade the Iron Cross, directed by John Luchago, fucking hit home Axis Termination. It's almost like a direct sequel. It picks up right after. And it's but also George Appleby in Axis Termination, he plays the clairvoyant little person. Fucking so good, dude.
Yeah.
Like theatrically trained British actor that just, his movements were magical. You know,
That's
I loved Axis
I
Termination.
gotta watch those.
Yeah.
It's funny, but that, you know, we talk about the Full Moon, we talk about the Puppet Master movies. It's like, the original Puppet Master, like the franchise, like to us at our age, like it was just the same as Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Like those
It
were
wasn't.
not B movies.
No.
I mean, even though they
Especially
might have
Puppet
been,
Master
but they-
1 and 2, 1 directed by David Schmoller, 2 directed by Dave Allen. Those movies were so high caliber. Like
Yeah.
there is, oh god. And Charlie Starling from Puppet Master 2, perfect. Perfect example of why I say it's fun to have boobs in a movie.
Right.
Because of Wanda. I wrote a direct sequel to Puppet Master 2 called Puppet Master Retribution, and it's a great script. It picks up right after, 20 years after Part 2, but it's Wanda's brother is looking for her, and he's a ghost hunter, and he goes back to the hotel, and oh god, it's so good, dude. My friend Josh Cornell wrote it with me, my story, his words, and we did like 3 different drafts. I really, really wanted to make that movie on my own, and then just hand it to Charlie and be like, oh, I made this Puppet Master movie if you want to put it out. But now I've made so many movies, and it's so hard. I'm not just going to do that.
Yeah.
I was like, I have the whole cast because I have the puppets. I was like, I have the cast here. We don't even need anything. I
That's
wrote
awesome.
the brother character that is a ghost hunter. I wrote for Scott Tapperman, who's a real ghost hunter from Ghost Hunters International.
Nice.
And from Sci-Fi Channel, and he's a huge Puppet Master fan. His
Oh,
old
that's
business
awesome.
card, Scott Tapperman's old business card had Blade like coming out of the shadow.
That's awesome.
And I was like, "Did you work on Puppet Master?" He's like, "No, I just love it." He just put
That's
it on
so
his
cool.
business card. But I love Scott, and I was like, "I'm writing you a part in a Puppet Master movie that's never gonna get made."
That's
But
awesome.
it would have been cool. I've written a couple, not fan scripts, but like spec scripts, you know, for Puppet. I love Puppet Master.
Sorry.
So the animatronic blade made for Axis Termination was not used enough. That was like a full robot of blade behind the scenes. I wish it was shown more.
The animatronic for Axis Rise or Axis Termination was okay, and it did do some work. The one that we made for Blade the Iron Cross is the best robot I've ever made. That thing could walk on its own. Like could do
How
anything.
big was it?
It's this big. It's in the museum. Part of my criticisms on Blade the Iron Cross was Blade got bigger. And I was
Right.
like, but if he's not shot next to the other puppets, we won't know that he's bigger. I made a correct size Blade for any human that held him, but Luchago loved the big one so much. He's like, it's his movie. Let him be bigger.
And the people don't like that at all.
And no, the fans hated it. They hated the blade change size, and that's okay. I get it.
Was there any explanation as to why he changed size?
No, it
I love
was just
yeah.
because it was his movie and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
the focus. But there was actual blade size ones for any time a human interacted with it, and then he was exactly to scale. So if they shot the big one on the floor moving, we wouldn't know.
Right.
But those movies, we make them in 5 or 6 days. We move so fast that
Were
nobody
those
can-
that fast too?
Yeah, that's where I learned it. So that's how I learned how to make a movie in 5 days, was from Full Moon. We're making, I don't even want to tell you, we're doing this one faster.
Really?
The Head of the Family is a shorter shoot than Return to Shadow Dawn.
I love Charles Bale, man.
Me too.
Like, cause I just love. I know that like a lot of people this might not get that the value in that, and they get like it's. We talked about it too. It's like you were talking about with Return to Shadow Valley. I don't remember who you said, but someone was saying, you know, more days, you know. But it's like,
No.
it's not what you do. It's not that.
That's
doesn't
not
make
that's
your
not
movies
how we
different or
make
better.
this
Yeah,
soup.
yeah,
This soup is made from
Yeah.
different ingredients.
Yeah.
But the other thing that's an interesting thing that I'm seeing is there's a lot of talk about how Full Moon is just making AI crap and they're using AI. AI is not art. But I will tell you, I am on an email chain and I have seen the sets that they've made for this movie utilizing AI. It ain't Charlie sitting on a toilet doing it. He has an artist
It's-
working
yeah,
very
yeah.
hard to make his vision come true and come alive. And the sets that we've built, which that's an image from one of them,
That's amazing.
that those fires are burning in the fireplace. He's talking. We are not using an AI head. We're using the head. But he's building the world that we can put the head into. And that way we don't have to make set. That's no different than CGI. But everybody's like, oh, but the CGI artists. But when CGI came out, they weren't the artists. They were ruining it.
Yeah.
So
and they hated all that too. It was
it's
like
their
everything
turn.
has
It's
always
their
been,
turn to get run over. Because
Yeah.
they ran over my career.
Right.
Their turn.
But when the dust settled, it was just like a great marriage.
God, I'm
And it's
telling
the
you
same
what,
thing.
and it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
These sets, I've seen every location from the movie so far that they've made. It's rad. What we're doing is rad.
Yeah.
It's not
And
different.
also, like,
this
Charles is
isn't
the perfect
different
guy
than
to
what
do it.
Star Wars is doing on those projection screens.
Yeah.
This is very, very cool. And there's somebody working very hard to make it all. I forget his name. I wish I could give him credit right now. That's working very hard to make these sets come to life. And for people to discount that by saying AI slop or blah, 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 blah. Listen, you might not like these movies or the way they look anymore, but guess what? We all said that when Full Moon stopped shooting on 35mm. But we're still watching, and we still love it. And I believe that he saved Head of the Family until it was feasible to do on the budget and time schedule that we can do it. Because we've talked about this movie for 20 years, Bride of the Head of the Family, the other one. That hopefully, if this is popular enough, we'll get Bride of the Head of the Family. But that's a very hard movie to make. Forced perspective is very expensive and hard because we have to make. I have to make a whole. I have a chair, that chair. I have a physical one, a real one, that Chris is scanning, and we have to shrink that down to third scale so this head looks enormous in it. So the live actor is in a miniature chair that matches exactly our large chair.
Right.
And this is like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids stuff, man.
Yeah.
And to do the whole movies like this, it takes an immense amount of prep time that Full Moon doesn't have. A lot of money that we don't spend on that stuff anymore. Everybody says, why don't you do stop motion on Puppet Master movies? Because it's fucking expensive and time consuming.
You can't do that in 4 days.
No. And so there's, I believe he saved this till the right time. I'm very, very excited to be involved with it and honored to be asked because we haven't worked together in a very long time. And he could have gone to one of his other artists. There's a million people lined up ready to do it. But he knew that I cared. And he knew, he knew that this was one that mattered to me and I would say yes to. I think he knew that too. I think he knew that I would say yes to this movie. There's very few. But I can tell you, I was really bummed when they made the new subspecies that Ted Nicolau used his effects artist. I love Ted. I love subspecies.
Yeah.
Love it. And I would have loved to do Radu's makeup. I was passed up on that. I wasn't even offered. I mean, it was being made before I knew that it was. They shot in Romania. I was like, fuck, I wanted so bad to be part of subspecies. And Castle Fruit, there's ever a sequel to Castle Freak, I'm the guy. If anybody else did it, I'd never watch the movie. Because I am the guy. Stewart was very important to me, the director, and I would love to do Castle Freak. So I'll do Head of the Family, and I'll come back for Castle Freak 2, and that's better.
Like I said, Chris and I saw a live stream of Making of Iron Cross. They cut out a great scene where they mentioned cleansing the evil from Blade's soul.
Yeah.
And Dr. Hess and Major Krause.
Dr. Krause,
And are like yin yang soul.
They did some weird stuff in that movie in the final cut. And I'll tell you what, John Lechago, as much as I love that guy to death, he's one of my favorite filmmakers. He was one of my best friends. He made one of the biggest mistakes in that movie that has ever been made in a full moon movie. And I still love that movie, but the whole movie is called Blade the Iron Cross. And there's this big bad guy. It's awesome. Theatrical dialogue and this and that. And he's wearing a dumb leather glove over top of this amazing gauntlet that we made with this giant iron cross on it. And it's like this bionic kind of like something you would see in a Hellboy movie, like a mad scientist, mechanical arm, because he had lost his arm in the war. Well, he doesn't come off till the last frame of the movie. They shred up his shirt, and then all of a sudden he's got this metal arm. It's so lost on the whole thing. There's no reason this guy didn't have a freaking cool monocle and that badass glove the entire movie. Instead, he had a leather glove, and the halftime you could see his wrist that he wasn't wearing the mechanical glove. And it's that's just one of those things that was overlooked because of time and speed, and I have no idea why he wanted it to be a reveal. Did not need to be a reveal. It was maybe it made more sense in the script or in John's head than it did in real life, but it certainly, absolutely did not need to be a reveal. And it was always a bummer because that glove looks really cool. It lives in the Monster Museum. I rebuilt that glove the night before shooting in a hotel room. And because the guy who made it kind of went exactly in the wrong direction that I felt. But I love and
Awesome.
I think that was a mistake, production-wise. Production value, action figure status, like everything. Could have been a very memorable character.
It is hard sometimes when you're making movies and telling stories. It's like there's sometimes you just fall in love with a thing.
Yeah.
It's very easy to not consider something that's very obvious.
Yeah.
You know, when you're watching it. You know,
Sure.
like, Jesus Christ, like that.
What was I
Way
thinking?
cooler.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Yeah, it's like
I do it all the time.
it's very, very easy to do.
Yeah.
So are these images that you're looking at right now, are these images that you got from him? Or
Those
these
are concept art that Charlie had made. Yeah.
That's cool.
And,
Yeah, the AI, go back to the AI discussion, is like, I was just having this talk with someone else last week, is like, you know, all the hate for it, whatever, but all it comes from people that don't use it, so they don't really, everyone just thinks that anything they've seen in AI, and look, there's a lot of crap, but there's a lot of crap made by humans. There's a lot of crap made by humans.
There's a lot of really bad CGI made over the
Yeah,
years.
there's a lot of crap, but they all just think that it's like, oh, you just say, do this, and that's it, it's done.
And there are people that allow that to be it and be
Yeah.
done. But I can tell you the sets for this movie, that's not the case.
No.
You know, and they're really working and rendering and making it happen. My friend Leroy, he works doing ads for a health food company, and they request him to make AI ads because it's a viral thing sometimes. And I've watched him over the weekend, like sitting there and manipulating and working and trying to get what you want, fighting the frustration of not getting what you want, and it's not exactly
a lot of work.
what people
It's a lot
think.
of work. Yeah. It's to get something good. If you care about what you're doing, you're not just trying to make a picture and throw it on the internet. It's like it can take days sometimes.
Sure.
To get something, and what they're doing here to see like that kind of stuff. That's not.
I mean, this is an older, weathered looking concept art of the original Myron. And Charlie's very specific that it matches the look that he approved.
Yeah,
you know?
it's very cool.
And it takes away me having to draw 1,000 times and then try to match that to the sculpture. I will just take his concept art, make what I can out of it, get his approval, and then move on. And that's
Yeah, there was Todd McFarlane, I don't know if we talked about this or not, but he got busted, but he got shit on real hard recently.
Oh.
Because he was talking about AI and what he liked about it so much, and that it was like, he was just saying it's something similar to where, like, with the toy side of things, he's like, I want all these guns, I want to have cool guns. He's like, so some artist goes, and now they can render me, 20 examples of really cool guns, so that then we can decide what it is exactly I want, and then they make that. Whereas in the past, time and money and everything else, I got 2 choices.
Right.
And I got to settle on the choice that I did, and everyone was just like, how dare you? And it's like,
Rick
well,
Baker
guys,
just put out a statement about AI too, and I didn't get the chance to read it yet, but I read the comments.
was it pro or anti? Or?
Oh, he was pro. He was,
I feel like
he's
people are becoming
pro-progression,
a
you
lot
know?
More. I feel like bigger voices are
well,
talking more.
look at what Ben Affleck's doing with the AI platforms for color correction and whatnot. There's a lot of stuff happening.
Well, and the sad nature is if you just have a stance where you hate it all, you don't know what you're missing out on.
Right.
Like you have no idea how it could help you do the things that you want to do. And there are things that I get some of the fear about it to some degree, but it's like it just is what it is, man.
I'm
Just
afraid
like-
of actual terminators. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm
afraid
more
of
afraid
losing
of
my
it
job.
killing me than I am.
I'm certainly not afraid of losing my job,
Yeah.
but I'm afraid of the Terminator.
Yeah. But hopefully I'm very nice to AI all day, every day. If it's listening right now, I love you. Yeah.
I get a lot of people. During Shadow Valley, I made some flyers for our campaign out of AI, and there was people that had backlash and just like, that's not supporting, that's not independent film, that's not this, that's not that.
What I love
support
the
AI
most-
slop. And all I can say to that is, I make more art in a week than most people make in a lifetime. If I want to do an AI flyer that says buy my art, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
I
That's my
wasn't gonna
favorite
pay. I
part
wasn't
about
gonna
this.
pay somebody to make that flyer anyway.
The
So
majority of people that I see complaining and just being horrible don't make art very
Right.
regularly at
Right.
all. And then they're telling people that do it,
Now
for a lifetime.
the where I can see a difference in opinion and I support, because I think it's a case by case scenario. There's a guy named Chris LeBron's. Chris LeBron's
Yeah, I know who it
is a fucking awesome artist who has been notoriously ripped off.
Yeah.
I mean, he made that poster of all the horror icons.
Yeah.
I myself was guilty of using it on the back window of my hearse, not knowing that was somebody actual's art. Like, I've seen it at every flea market. I didn't know, you know.
His stuff just became
And
wallpapers. I mean, it was
I
everywhere.
wrote him when I realized that I had mistakenly used his artwork without asking, and he was very cordial and nice to me. And but like that dude's got to worry about AI, because when AI is dipping in to make horror character art, they're using his art,
Yeah.
and that's not okay. I don't think that's okay. So I'm not saying I'm not just like pro AI.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Just a nuanced topic.
you know,
It's like,
let's not be so hard on people that use it all the time.
Well,
It doesn't
anyone-
define who you are. It's not a political thing. We don't have to hate everybody because they're not the same. That's
Yeah.
just, I hate it. I hate the hate.
Yeah, the thing that bothers me the most about it is the dishonesty in it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm just like, if you're making stuff and then you're trying to act like it.
Like it's yours.
Yeah, and then it's
Yeah.
like, come on, it's just. But that's the fear that I have too. Is like if you keep shaming everybody, I mean, there's always going to be idiots that are going to lie and act like they're, like. I'm sure in the music AI world, there's probably
Oh,
insane
gosh.
things I can't even imagine because it makes such great music.
It does.
But I'm sure, like Millie, the Milli Vanilli thing in the AI world, like the version of that, I'm just waiting for it. Like I'm waiting for, to find out. I don't know that. I know it's not Britney Spears, but someone that gets to that level of, and then they're like, yeah, they've never sang a tune. Like it's literally they can't sing. Period.
That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen when everybody thinks
but that
Jason
part of
Wallace
it-
is a singer.
Yeah, but that's the part of it that I get. I don't like that either. Don't lie about it. But also don't shame people with the
Right.
And then don't go to LeBron. Is that how you say that?
Chris LeBron's.
LeBron's. Don't get. You could take his artwork and recreate it and say that you did it, and people would not know.
Right.
Like you could take his style with AI. Could actually.
Oh yeah.
His style is very.
Well, he's a Photoshop artist too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a tattoo artist. He's a sketch artist.
Is it
he's-
airbrush stuff too?
Yeah, he does everything. But that's why his work has been so widely stolen over the years
Yeah.
that the AI thinks. I mean, everything on Temu, every horror blanket, or it's just such a bummer. But he sent me an image of the original, the character map of all the horror characters. The reason I love it is the blade that's in that is my blade that I made
That's cool.
from Puppet Master Axis Rising, and he's got the crossed blade and hook, and that's why I had used that, because I was like, dude, I freaking made that. That's my
really
art.
cool.
That's my art that's been recreated. But when I found out that was his, I sent him a message. He sent me an image of the actual print, which it's not 11 by 17 in shape. It's panoramic.
Yeah.
So there's a Godzilla. There's other stuff on the sides, and he's like, that's how you know if it's mine, And
I have a weird thing with art that way too, though, being an artist, where it's like obvious stealing. If someone took something that I made and then was selling it,
yeah,
I wouldn't like that at all.
right.
But anything else, I just take as like a compliment. I love it.
I mean, I've influenced.
Yeah.
There was not a scary teddy bear mask in the haunted house industry before 2010. I dare
Right.
anybody to show me a scary teddy bear with a button eye before 2010. It did not exist, and it's been in every Spirit Halloween ever since. And that's a compliment.
Yeah. Like I've always thought, like, as an artist, it's like if somebody took something that I created, any character I ever drew or painted or sculpted, and made a flyer and used it, I would think that was the goddamn coolest thing ever. Like, I would never make me mad.
Right.
And if they wouldn't at me in the post, I wouldn't upset me a bit. I get that different people have different opinions, but that's my take always.
Right.
But yeah, somebody taking your shit and selling it. Someone
pretty rude.
said, I need Charles Band's first biography. I have yet to read the new one. And he was saying that he would sell his movies entirely based on posters before he even had a
big
script.
time.
Yeah, that's a
Big time. And I've seen a lot. He's got these big flat file drawers that you open with all the original posters.
that's so cool.
Fuck, it's cool, dude.
When
And
Just-
this is when people were painting their poster. I mean,
yeah.
really, really cool stuff.
When Justin and I, which I'm sure it'll never happen, but like when we were talking about maybe doing a little documentary for David Schmuller, one of the ideas that I was like, I wanted to do as part of the documentary, just in a fun way, was he had all these old scripts, just a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
he's written that never got made. I don't even know if anyone has them anymore. But I was like, man, it'd be so cool to find like a filmmaker that likes David Schmuller, and make like a concept art or poster about one of his scripts.
About some of the
Yeah,
scripts.
just to and talk about some of the stories that weren't made and have that conversation with him. But I think that's passed. But I just thought, I was like, that's a cool way to kind of, I don't know, see something that you never get to see, because some of these, can you imagine like maybe like the Wes Craven scripts that just,
Oh yeah.
like some of the people that we absolutely love the most, John Carpenter, different people where it's like, there's just stories sitting that no one will ever know about.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Like fans would love to know. Well, I gotta get running because it's 12:30. You have a thing
Oh, I
at
got
1 too, right?
one, yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
So we're not done
Chat.
yet, but we're well on our way.
Fucking Myron is
Of the
amazing.
head.
So,
I might have to come back and work on it tonight.
so how much longer do you think you'll have on this one?
Another 4 hours.
Nice. It looks amazing.
Two more sessions of sculpting. I think 2 more sessions.
Let me take a look at it with us. I love all of his like chubby face, the hanging,
Yeah.
the texture, the sag. It's so great.
And then it'll have like a headband that holds all his like brain fluid juices.
Is that going to be sculpted in, or is that going to
No,
be
that'll
something
be
you put on
added
after?
on. But it will also help hold the head up while he's in there, because it serves multiple purposes.
Will this be a latex?
This will be foam latex or silicone. I haven't decided. The thing is, it would look so much better in silicone. Like you see that translucency that they've got there.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be so heavy, dude.
The silicone.
So it's like you can't really blend the two. So I have to figure out what it's going to be.
Is there a way with silicone, like where you could have
That
a
cavity.
silicone skin with like something light inside
Yeah,
of it?
polyfoam. I would do
Is that what you
polyfoam on the inside, but that has to be blocked off because his face needs to move. So unless I remove his face and make a multi-piece where I put his head on and then glue his face, but we just don't have time on set for that.
Because his
So-
face seems like it's one that like a two-piece would be really good for his jaw.
Yeah.
And because of the jowls or whatever it hangs over, you'd see the seams
Yeah.
ever, right? Is
That's-
that what you'll do or no?
Well,
Maybe.
potentially. Potentially.
So,
So we're gonna
Very cool.
We're gonna figure it out as we go. I've got an idea, but I always tell sculptors, don't worry about the mold maker until just sculpt what you want it to look like, and then we'll figure out how to make it.
yeah.
So right now I'm wearing the sculptor hat, and I'll put on the makeup artist hat afterwards.
That's a very cool.
Because otherwise you'll stifle
work,
what
yeah.
you're doing, and it
100%,
won't end up
yeah.
looking at how you want it. But I can make any kind of mold, so we'll figure it out.
Very cool. All right. Thank you guys for watching us today. We'll see you next Monday.
Fiberglass.
I'll take a dive on Facebook.